Bueno, hora de buscar a los enanos en Orzamal. Estamos en las montañas de la espalda helada, o como se llame. Vamos a ver qué se cuece acá. Soldaditos, cazarrecompensas. Seguramente me están buscando a mí. Sí. Y no queda nadie más.
As you desire.
A ver. Creo que estos dos caminos van al mismo lugar.
Most traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws out here at all, I'm told.
May the ancestors protect us all.
Tornas el
You have some
desertor.
kind of problem.
Vengo en nombre de los irregulares de Blackstone.
Oh? What was this about?
He oído que le has robado algunas mercancías al Armendel.
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you. I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
Siempre se resisten.
It speaks.
Ay, Dios, ya me acuerdo porque no te traía.
Lovely. Of course.
Armadura de cuero escorial. Enano de la superficie. Enano. Farín.
Step right up, friend, and have a look at the finest selection of almost new armor and weaponry east of Orlais.
Eres Farín.
Oh, you've heard of me. What have you heard? And just so you know, some of my competitors have been trying to besmirch my sterling reputation.
No habrás encontrado una espada kunari.
Canary? I'm afraid I don't know the word.
Debe de haber sido muy grande y poco manejable.
All those. I had one, but I sold it all.
Oh, mierda. Sabes que el tipo al que se la quitaste sigue vivo, ¿verdad?
If I'd known he was still breathing, I would have used a knife. I mean, I'd have been more careful.
¿A quién se la vendiste?
A dwarf. He lives in Redcliffe. His name's Dwin, I think.
Ah,
I
sí,
don't
ya.
want any trouble. If you see that giant, tell him I don't have it, would you? I don't, I swear.
Espera, Duin lo conozco.
Well, he's the proud owner of your giant sword. If you'll excuse me, I have this sudden urge to pack.
Claro, ya hice esa misión antes.
Andraste's ashes have been found here in Ferelden too.
Mother Volan said that's just some hoax.
Y este,
There's a half-blind old
Brian.
Alistair, what's this?
It's a sock?
It's a filthy sock. How did it find its way to my bedroll?
Maybe it likes you. Socks are sneaky like that. Anyway, it's not mine.
Está rica el
It has your
aprendiz.
name stitched on it.
Oh,
What can I do for you?
Tengo aquí una nota de tu maestro.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
Misión actualizada. Entregado las 3 notificaciones de despido. Ok. Decime que tenés una mochila.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well armed to notice a lowly merchant.
¿Tú vives en la superficie?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzamar's lifeline. Even if we're denied a caste, the Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone. But they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
¿Alguna vez has entrado en un arsenal?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
No importa, tengo que irme.
Best of luck to you.
No vendés nada. En la superficie, enano, y a vos ¿qué te pasa?
It's about the guild. I swear. I didn't tell them anything. I just took the sovereigns.
Misión actualizada. Has matado a los 3 falsos testigos. Vuelve con el noble raído. Ok. Entonces esos son de Duderino. Hay una carpa ahí. ¿Se puede entrar ahí? No.
Logain will not suffer the delay of his appointment.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
Le está
Logain
flotando el
demands the
escudo.
allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
¿Y por qué tu gente se ha retirado así?
They hide because they are dwarves.
I would challenge any race to fare as well. Our king is dead. Endrinidukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Los guardas grises necesitan sus aliados tradicionales, los enanos.
The Wardens killed King Kaelin and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Logain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Logain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Corre con tu falso rey. Los enanos no lo escucharán hoy.
You'll hear of this. King Logain will see you quartered.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
El rey Endrinidukan.
Atrost Vala, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
Guardia.
Spare a few bits for an old man. For the love of paragons.
Guardia. Chica,
Now
anciana.
that's a thing of beauty, darling.
Guardia. Erudita. Como
Do you
yo.
think the tower is ever going to get back to what it was, Win?
I don't know.
Barrio plebeyo.
A great number of people died. It will be difficult to imagine rebuilding.
Sister.
That cloud hanging over everything for many years to come.
Do you think you'll be there? To help rebuild, I mean, once this is all over with.
Lovely.
I cannot say. Even if I survive this night,
And so I
I am
shall.
a very old woman, Alistair.
Why? Because of some grey hair? You are a formidable woman, Win.
Show some
You could
pity
see that
for
it
a
happens.
poor old
I think you overestimate the
Algo más que
number
ver
of
acá.
years I have left. But perhaps you were right. Or perhaps the memories of what happened there will be too strong for me to face.
Están muy charlatanes hoy. Cállense.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew.
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
¿Qué pasa aquí con los enanitos?
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that soddy fool, I'll have him in the Legion.
¿Vale?
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the Commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
¿Cómo puede una ciudad funcionar así?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
¿Los juegos?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Y se acerca una ruina y necesito la ayuda de Ursamen.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Y me parece que... ¿Qué es eso de paragones?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Me parece que Balin y Harrowmont son las personas con quien debería hablar.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
Bueno, me voy.
Yes, you should.
Lava bad. Don't go near the lava.
Nera, tenés un nombre propio, hablemos.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what the city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
¿Y qué sabes sobre ese tal Harrowmont?
Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont.
Pero Balin no es el hijo del rey.
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
¿Y por qué hablas como si Balin fuera un maestro?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
¿Cómo murió Endrin?
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace. Balin didn't murder him himself.
¿Conociste al rey?
Only as a potential match for one of his sons. He was a good king, stern and fair and just.
¿Y tú quién eres?
I am Narav Helmi, third daughter of the second matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger, what brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
¿Y quién tiene la autoridad de la defensa en caso de ruina?
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. Who will lead the battle? How will we survive?
Orzammar debe resolver sus diferencias para vencer esta amenaza.
Then may the ancestors guide your efforts. If you seek Lord Haramont's support, talk to Dulin Ferender. You'll find him in Haramont's estate. Tell him who you are, and I'm sure he can get you an audience. I should return home until the streets become safe again.
Vamos a explorar un poco. A ver, alguien vende cosas. Plebeyo. 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 Cazador de Nux Vermeer. Bueno, ese tiene un
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
¿Qué querés, nena? Hable.
You look like you're not from around here.
Podría decirse que no.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Mi compañera es miembro de pleno derecho del círculo.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
No hay magos aquí.
Of course not. Haven't you read First Enchanter Cathalin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic? He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
Qué suerte que tienen. ¿Y qué quieres del círculo entonces?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
¿Y qué recibiría la mensajera?
What do you mean? Oh, you're looking for payment. My father's shop refines lyrium for smithing. If you help me, I'm sure I could get you some.
Bueno, la próxima vez que vea al primer encantador, hablaré con él.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Cuidado con esos de Teventer, nada bueno puede salir de ahí.
Does that lead out to the deep roads? I hear they're crawling with darkspawn.
Comandante de las minas. A ver qué tienen por acá. Piedra rúnica. Y me dio una habilidad. Genial. A ver vos, ¿qué vendés?
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
¿Te referís al golem? ¿Estás bien?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Well, maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad thing. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging, then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Los enanos no eran inmunes a los efectos del lirio.
Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. Weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
Así que te volviste loco trabajando con lirio.
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it.
Déjame ver.
Right, best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
Más vale que tengas una mochila. Mierda, tiene. A ver. Esto. 16-20. Creo que esto puede interesar, ¿no? Shale. 16-20, nada. No me interesa. Vivificador. Constitución, recreación, recuperación. Es caro igual, pero... Venga. No puedo gastar un hechizo, pero se pierde después de ello. Ok. Vamos a darle el anillo este a Wine. Ok. Este da resistencia al frío y daño por fuego. Toma. De nada. ¿Y vos qué tenés?
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they scatter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
¿Esas cosas son peligrosas?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
Si veo algún nug, lo enviaré hacia aquí.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
¿Qué es esta misión? Bohemor, cazador de Nox, ha perdido sus Nox. Se encuentra alguno de ellos, devuelve solo para que pueda recuperarse. Ok. Barrio del Diamante. A ver ahí qué pasa. Todos esos guardias ahí cuidando las puertas. ¿Qué tienen acá enanos? Comandante.
What's this? A human? We make these tunnels tall enough for humans? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission.
¿Y eso qué es?
And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
¿Por qué necesitas patrullas?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
A decir verdad, ya han avanzado por la superficie.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
¿Los engendros tenebrosos son el único peligro en estos túneles?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
¿Y predadores?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
¿Y no hay enanos más allá de aquí?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead mostly, fools that they are. Some scavenger types too.
Legión de los Muertos.
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
¿Y me dejarás pasar?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or Adesha's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
Bueno, me voy.
Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Un gnome. Me lo quedé. Encontré un conejo pelado, mira.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Toma, te traigo uno.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Ok. Escucho otro. Hacen ruiditos. A ver. Ahí hay otro. Ven aquí, estúpido conejo. ¿Y esto qué es? Importaciones Figure. Le voy a dar el knock y me meto ahí.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Dinero fácil. A ver qué pasa acá. Mierda. Bueno, vamos al barrio del diamante. Así que acá vive la crema y nata de los enanitos. A ver, noble.
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
No, es de dragón.
This is grand.
You have
The
come at a
noble
difficult
houses do
time.
love their luxuries, don't
Orzammar is
they?
ailing for want of a king.
News of the hour. Mine is an honorable task, and I shall drown out anyone.
Lo que... Si nadie tiene objeciones. Señora Days. A ver, señora Days. Vale.
This has dragged on too long.
Mierda.
It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Nera. Ah, ya te hablé.
Support Lord Harrowmont.
Lord Balin is the voice of change and defense. Lord Harrowmont is the... The public has a right to know.
So this is the seat of the king. Except he isn't sitting
Palacio
there at the
Real.
moment, I suppose.
Noble, noble. Noble. ¿Esto qué es? Cámara del cónclave. Carajo, hay un montón de lugares acá. Y no veo ningún conejo. Moldeato. Ah, no, voy a ir explorando uno por uno. Moldeato. Es este lugar. Libros, algo. Experiencia.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
¿Qué te parece?
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
¿Cómo sabes que soy verde? ¿Pudiste verlo?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head.
Es ese que tenés ahí
Almost like he
atrás.
took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Tuve que robar cosas, maldito.
Perhaps you should stand over there instead.
No, no existe. Corta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
¿Qué clase de investigación?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Soy una guarda gris. Los caminos de las profundidades no me dan miedo.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
Misión secundaria desbloqueada. Y va, viejo. Vale.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the shaper of memories.
¿Y cómo sabes quién soy?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Bueno, hablemos sobre Orzammar.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
No importa.
Your presence has been recorded in the memories. I wish you well.
Montón de estupideces. Escribe.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
No sé ni qué carajo estoy buscando, ni yo mismo. Escriba. Ni siquiera puedo saquear este lugar. Munición. No hay nada. Nada. Espera un segundo. Muro de memorias. Bueno, eso me dio 50 de experiencia, por lo menos. No tan mal. La búsqueda del verdadero profeta. No sé. ¿Y eso qué carajo era? Bueno, me largo de aquí, no haya nada. Sáquenme. Vamos al Palacio Real. A ver si me dejan pasar, ¿no? Ahora empecé. Ah, no, esto es el cónclave. Verteg. ¿Qué tenés, Verteg, para mí?
Warden, it is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
¿Vos también sabés quién soy?
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and her eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
No tengo nada que
As you
decirte.
like, Warden. My prince has little time to spare on surface matters.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
La democracia no funciona.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
No reconocéis a un guarda gris cuando lo veis.
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
¿Y quién tiene autoridad para ayudarme?
Dulan Verender, Harriman's man, can be found at the Harriman estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Qué montón de estupideces. Durin,
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulan Verender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
Tengo un tratado que obliga a Orzammar a prestar ayuda contra la ruina.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
¿Y cómo puedo demostrar que no trabajo para Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Entonces quiere que participe en los juegos en nombre de Harrowmont.
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Bueno, participaré en los juegos.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Bien. Al fin nos indican un poco qué carajos hacer. A ver acá, Palacio Real. Bien. Pero todos estos lugares son iguales. Arquitectura enana. Todo piedra y gemitas. Ahora que tengan algo para saquear. ¿Qué carajo fue eso? ¿Bombón?
What's going on? By the ancestors.
Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Lovely.
¿Qué dices?
Thanks again, Warden.
No sé, yo venía acá a lootear y de repente aparecieron de la nada. Créeme. Hubo una cortinita de humo ninja y de repente había 40 muñecos de estos. Pero es un misterio. Pero he estado en peores lugares. Como el velo. Dios mío, el velo. ¿Qué carajo es esto? Me lo cojo el flaco. Dame. Mierda, sin fractura. Uy. ¿Qué carajo? Uy. ¿De qué es eso? Es duro, ¿eh? Dale, morí de una vez. No me enojo nada. Corretioso. Trozo de papel. Los viales oscuros. No hay nada más. Es porquería. Fuerte.
As you desire.
Bueno.
Lovely. El trono de Ulsimer. Me voy a sentar aquí. Oh, no puedo. Well, all right.
Nobles, guardia real. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué activa eso? Vos, ¿qué te para de acá? Algo activó esa porquería. Pregunto qué. No veo nada.
As you desire.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
The prince values your support, Lord.
Creo que sí, ya no vamos acá. Como en esto. Vamos. El príncipe valora mi apoyo si no lo estoy apoyando. ¿De qué mierda estaba hablando?
News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont entrenched in the pass. Raise your voice in support of Lord Harrowmont.
Casa de Harrowmont, vamos a robar cosas. No hable. Mayor tema.
If you're looking for Lord Doolin Forrender, you'll find him
María
in
Harrowmont.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont.
Mierda.
No visitors are allowed at this time. These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont.
bueno, ya
No
veremos.
visitors are allowed at this time.
Let's be silent now.
Sí. Vamos a mirar que esconde Harrowmont. Oh, ¿qué estás escondiendo? No tiene un carajo. Así que nadie puede entrar, ¿eh? Noble. Lord sigue siendo una basura, como de costumbre. Una basura total.
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
¿Cómo entro ahí?
And so I shall.
No hay nada acá. Vamos al barrio pobre. ¿Esto qué es? Barrio del Diamante. No, ya estuvimos ahí. No, pará. Sí, por ahí es la salida, qué boludo que soy. Sáqueme.
Tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors. How can you people just ignore that?
Very good issue. Deep.
So,
una flechita y...
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days.
I don't...
And why do I get the feeling charting routes to the Circle Tower is one of her favorite hobbies?
I'm guessing you haven't left yet.
No puedo marcharme de 2 semanas hasta que se resuelva el asunto de la elección.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month won't kill me.
Al menos de Jenner. A ver. Ahora puedo entrar acá. A ver. ¿Qué tenés?
Welcome to Jannar Family Armors. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
¿Tienes una hija llamada Dagna?
Has she been bothering you? It's a whiff of surface stick, and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
Quiere convertirse en maga.
Ah, that girl. I've been telling her for years to give up those foolish notions. Magic's a human trick. If Dagna wants enchantment, I can apprentice her to a lyrium crafter.
This is Dagna's dream, if it makes her happy.
Do you even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Orzammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
Yeah. A ver, no tienes nada más para decirme.
Please, don't encourage Dagna further. Tell her you were wrong and that her place is with her family.
¿Y sabes algo de lo que está pasando con el rey?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
¿Formas parte de la casta de los herreros?
I, for 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacit, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face, you're not a smith yourself.
Déjame ver qué tienes.
Of course. Keep in mind we also take items on trade.
Sí. A ver, mochila. No, no tienes mochila, maldición. ¿Qué te voy a dar? Esto. Listo. Niña, no hablemos.
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
I don't even know that. That's
Acaba de decirle.
And just a little
Sí, bueno, no repitamos
I'm
conversaciones.
guessing you haven't left yet.
Tu padre no quiere que vayamos al círculo.
You talked to him? Of course he won't let me go. He wants to sell me off for the highest dowry. I don't care if I lose my caste. I'll stay on the surface forever.
¿Pero por qué te interesa tanto?
Here in Orzammar, we're surrounded by stone and tradition and more stone. Nothing ever changes. But to break every natural law by thinking about it, to dream and walk in a realm where everything you think comes true, I can't imagine anything more wonderful.
Bueno. Me voy.
I'll be waiting.
Ancestors guard my son, for he is lost in darkness.
Vale.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors?
No.
Earth to be moved by another's grief. Did you wish to make an offering after...
¿Por qué estás rezando?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turak of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rak. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Para que vuelva sano y salvo. ¿Qué le ha pasado a tu hijo?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
¿Y alguien fue en su búsqueda?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by dark spawn that way.
¿Y qué darías si te lo devolvieras sano y salvo?
You're asking what I would pay for your services?
Ay,
I have
todos
little
son
money since
secos.
my husband died. But wait, I saved his shield, the masterpiece my husband smith. I was saving it for Ruck's return. If someone were to find my son or his body, they can have the shield with my blessing.
Lo más seguro es que tu hijo esté muerto.
Perhaps his body could be recovered. His bones. Something to ensure his spirit is not trapped forever. That would be some comfort.
Bueno, iré a buscarlo.
How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
Soy una guarda gris, nos dedicamos a ello.
Warden. So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good widow Vilda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Ve. Otro conejo. Ven. Plebeyo, Legnar y taberna de tragos. Y hay una flechita ahí. A ver, Legnar, tiene para mí.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Está claro que apoyas a Balin, porque...
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
¿Apruebas este caos?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
Se acerca una ruina, Orzammar no puede estar dividida.
Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn. There will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to you.
No, el que tiene este.
I'll
Más vale
take
que
your
tengas
gold.
una mochila.
You're good for that.
Ay, mierda. Nadie tiene una maldita mochila. Hermano, porque el...
Maker's blessing on you, sister.
No sabía que los enanos creyeran en la citadel.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Los enanos no veneran a sus antepasados o algo así.
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
¿Y quién debe darte permiso para abrir la capilla?
The Shaper controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
¿Quieres que hable con él en tu favor?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Otro conejo, de pinga conejo. Ven. Me voy a meter en el bar.
What is that smell? Dwarven? I tried Dwarven ale once. I thought it was just something they tricked surfaces into drinking, as a joke.
Nevin.
Afternoon, stranger. Looking for a stool to share a brew?
Espero que no te importe.
I recommend the Lycan Ale. They brew it downstairs. Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself?
¿Y contra quién estás luchando tu unidad?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
Trabajas para Balin.
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
Nunca he estado en el camino de las profundidades.
Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
¿Y qué están buscando ahí?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost ties. Looking for signs of Branca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
¿Quién es Branca?
Branca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her old house into the deep roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter. In Dwarven
I trust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
Estoy buscando a alguien.
Aye? Maybe I can help.
Me han dicho que Ogden podría estar aquí.
He should be by the trash barrel. Easy to spot. Everyone gives him a wide berth.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need... Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
En el exterior no reina la igualdad, os lo aseguro.
But there are those like you who see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the casts are even necessary.
¿Cómo funciona el sistema?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
Así que tenés que elegir el próximo rey.
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
¿Y a quién tenés que elegir?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
Bueno, me voy.
As you wish.
Ya me estoy cansando de hablar con todo el mundo. Cliente, tragos, Ogren, aventurero nervioso. Aventurero nervioso.
They're everywhere. What? Get away. You'll change like the rest. Monsters hidden in all my friends.
¿Esto es corrupción de los engendros tenebrosos o mera locura?
There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
¿Qué carajo? Algo huele a podrido en Ferel. En las notas que has encontrado los cadáveres de varios aventureros muertos en una posición de hombres aterrorizados. Apuntan a un mal ancestral, o al menos a un hombre muy viejo que cuenta historias sobre un mal ancestral. Tiene sobradas razones para hablar con Bill Maddon, que vive en algún lugar de Duderino. Misión secundaria, Duderino.
Back so soon? The proving is not finished. What happened?
Los juegos. Me marcho a la palestra.
May the ancestors guide your arm.
Ah, cierto, con este ya había hablado, ya estoy confundido.
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on Harrowmont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branca. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
Me hablaron de un tal Branca. ¿El resto de quién?
Power-hungry deep lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her.
¿Y Branca es eso, la Paragon?
City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the deep roads for 2 years. 2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding army to go look for her. What's it matter to you, huh? You trying to find out her secrets? That what Harrowmont sent you here for? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He looking to take it for himself? A little lost technology of the ancients to throw Balin right out of the picture?
¿Y si quiero ayudarte de verdad?
Too little, too late. But it's a nice gesture, Warden. If you think your boot kissing will get you an in I don't have, you're welcome to try this. I know both Harrowmont and Balin have been asking about her. 2 years without a peep, and suddenly now they want to start looking. If you find out what they know, it might just put me a step closer to finding her. Or sit here and have a drink. It's all the bleeding same to me. Barkeep?
¿Dónde está la taberna esa? Digo, la palestra. Escorial. Esa puerta, hay una puerta a lo lejos ahí. Ah, ahí es. Sí, vamos.
Oh dear. The differences between this side of town and the others is striking.
Huh.
We'll get running for their king. That's not it.
Now we go into
Their pathetic little existences.
Ragik.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
Soy Link, un guardia gris.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin?
Siempre.
Could be I have that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
A ver.
No offense, but your kings have some laws that don't make sense in a practical kind of world. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of his stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
50 me parece mucho para alguien que no tiene opciones. 40.
You haggle like a merchant born. Deal. Here's the lyrium, then. You, probably don't want to take it out of the box. I'll be waiting for the next order somewhere out of sight. Say, just around the corner.
Este es un basurero. La parte plebeya ya me parecía un basurero, esto ni les digo. A ver,
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
busco a un ladrón que ha tenido la osadía de robarle el moldeato.
Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn me, this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Maldito seas. Seguramente lo tenías encima. Recibo de los juegos. La dama no tenía libro, aunque un recibo encontrado en su cuerpo subiera y se lo entregó a alguien de la palestra de los juegos. Todos los caminos llevan a la palestra. Enano ocioso.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Aquí las preguntas las hago yo.
My mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
Solo tienes que agarrarte muy fuerte con los pies.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
Me voy.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
¿Qué le hiciste a estos pobres animales? Malditos seas. Nene.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezhda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple.
Está lleno de misiones secundarias esto. ¿Qué te parece una generosa patada en la cara si vuelves a preguntarle?
Calm down there, killer. No need to get testy. I'll just stay out of your way then.
Excelente.
Spare
Ser
a bit for the
linda.
needy? Have you a coin to spare, milady? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
¿Y por qué no te ayuda el padre de tu hijo?
Question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no! I can't bear to even think of it!
¿Y qué quiere tu familia que hagas?
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
¿No hay solución?
Yes. I can become casteless with him, which is what I've done. Others have raised children like this, right? Begging for change, sleeping in doorways?
¿Qué clase de vida tendrá? Ahórrale el dolor.
Maybe it would be better to spare him that. Let him join the ancestors. I could go home. I have to be alone now. Excuse me.
Y esquivamos una misión secundaria. Así como así. Casa de Escorial. Vamos a la casa de Escorial. A robar. Uno ve un carajo.
As you desire.
Malditas gemas no me dejan ver.
Lovely.
Uf, bueno, eso es todo lo que puedo tragar por hoy. Dios.